UFC 299 is almost here. We got one more sleep. Press conferences done. Weigh-ins done. We are ready to fight. I can hear Buff's voice in my head right now. It's time. Check this out. That was terrible, but we're going to keep going. Listen, I'm going to give my last minute picks, predictions, implications for this pay-per-view. So let's get straight into it. First up, main event, Sean O'Malley versus Chito Vera. 2. This fight has been on my mind for a long time, and it's finally here. I think we know what's going to happen. This is going to be a war. No wrestling going on in this fight. This is going to be a striking match. There's going to be tons of leg kicks. I hope these guys warmed up their shins because, I would not be surprised if something snaps. It's going to be crazy. I think Sean's going to have to check a ton of leg kicks because Chito is definitely going to be throwing them. You heard me? He's going to be throwing them. That's what's going to happen. Sean is going to be looking for the chin. But we know that that he's durable. We know this. So this is to be expected. I actually don't know if Sugar Sean can lay out Chito. No one's done it yet. Sean seems to have that sauce. He knows how to lay people out. Give you the 1-2, find the chin, fake the dribble, hit you with the uppercut. We know what he's capable of. But Chito, that chin is made of granite, man. That thing's not going anywhere. So, final prediction for this fight. I think Sean checks the kicks, dances around, outpoints him, beats him on the scorecards. I'm taking the champ, 5 rounds, unanimous decision, and still. That's what I think is going to happen. On to the next one. Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint Denis. This is going to be a brawl. I think we all know this. 5 rounds. This is going to be a brawl. I think both these guys are coming to fight, man. You could see the intensity in Dustin's face. You could see the intensity. He's not messing around with this fight. He's like, you know what? He got a chance when he was a young fighter coming up, and now he's going to give it to Benoit. So this is going to be interesting. Because at the same time, Saint Denis hasn't been fighting that long. You know what I mean? So Dustin, he's the veteran. I see him getting this done. I see Dustin Poirier getting this done. I think he's going to feel him out. Like he said in the press conference, he's going to feel him out, get his timing, right? He's going to figure it out, right? It's going to be tough. Dustin, he's going to have to absorb some punishment. But I think ultimately the better fighter wins over 5 rounds. I think Dustin has multiple ways to beat him. He can beat him with the striking. He can beat him with submission. So I think in this fight, you know what? I'm going to say Dustin takes his back, strangles him. Round 3. Don't quote me on that, but I'm going round 3. Okay, let's keep going. Ooh. This fight actually gives me chills a little bit. It actually gives me chills a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Kevin Holland, MVP, Michael Venom Page, super pumped for this fight. Once again, another fight that's not going to be a bunch of hugging and wrestling. This is going to be a striking clinic. 2 kung fu masters. Oh, man. And I think what they're trying to do, I think they're going to try to fast track MVP. Not to say that Kevin Holland is some pushover, but I think what's going to happen is you know what? Kevin would be wise to wrestle a little bit, test how well-rounded MVP is. I don't think he's going to do that. I think pride's going to get in the way. Plus, at the same time, Kevin, man, he's a crowd pleaser. I think he knows that the fans want to see them strike. That's what everybody's here for. They're both long and rangy. Kevin's got that power that travels all the way up to 185. So I think he knows what the fans want. And MVP is just going to do what MVP does, man. Imagine the prop bets on a flying knee knockout from MVP. Probably the lowest it's been in a long time. You know what I mean? That's what he's capable of. So, man, Kevin's my guy too, But I think MVP sees this as his opportunity to come into a new promotion, He's 36. He's not getting any younger. So I think he's going to come in and he's going to show out, man. Pay-per-view, like main card. Oh, yeah. We're going to get 100% full-grown MVP ready to go. So 3-rounder, I'm going to take MVP by knockout. Round two. That's what I'm going with. Let's keep going. Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della Maddalena. Another great fight. But I don't think there's going to be a lot of striking in this. I think they're going to feel each other out in the beginning. Gilbert's going to want to test his striking against Jack. But I do think at some point Gilbert's going to say, hey, man, I'm the superior jiu-jitsu practitioner. I'm going to drag this guy to the ground, and I'm going to make him tap. I think that's what Gilbert's going to do. That's the path of least resistance. I think that's what he sees as his easiest path of victory. So, with that said, 3 rounds. Surprising, they actually have Jack as the favorite in this one, minus 120. If I'm betting, I'm taking Gilbert all day. I'm taking plus money all day with Gilbert Burns, the veteran. He's been at the top. He sees what he knows what it takes. I think he's fully recovered from that shoulder injury. I'm gonna take Gilbert Burns. You know what? I don't think Gilbert's messing around, man. I think he's gonna, just to show out a little bit, show off for the fans. He's gonna strike with Jack for a little bit, but as soon as he feels Jack's power, or he feels like, okay, I've had enough time messing around, having fun, he's gonna drag him to the ground and make him tap. So I'll take Gilbert by submission round 3. I'm going to give Jack a little bit of credit. I'm going to say he's been working with Craig Jones a little bit, that whole team over there in Australia. Defensive jiu-jitsu, really good. I'm going to say Jack kind of survives, and then Gilbert gets it done round 3 by submission. Let's keep going. Peter Yan versus Song Yadong. This is also a banger. These guys are not going to wrestle. They're going to strike. Song Yadong has been saying he's the best boxer in the UFC. I don't know about that one. Debatable. Highly debatable. I actually think Peter Yan is a better boxer than Song. And here's the thing, man. Peter's back against a wall. He's coming off 3 losses, albeit losses to, great fighters. But I think he knows, like, hey, I'm on a main card pay-per-view again. I'm coming off 3 losses. I got to make something happen. I got to make a splash. I got to get myself back to the top of the division. And at the same time, he's still young, man. Peter Yan, let me see. I don't have it on the screen for you guys because this is supposed to be a quick video. But Peter Yan, I believe Peter Yan's 29? Something like that. Don't quote me. But yeah, man, this is going to be a banger. Song sees this as his opportunity to come in and jump all the way up to number 4. And who knows, maybe he gets lucky, gets a title shot in the not too distant future if an injury comes about and happens or not. So we'll see. But official prediction, man, they're going to bang. Peter knows, but it's going to be interesting to see if Peter still takes, an entire round to download that data and start going. I don't think this is a fight he wants to get behind on the scorecards because Song is tough, man. Song is tough. He's going to keep fighting. It's going to take more than a really good shot in the chin to put Song out. So I'm going to take Yan by decision. Unanimous decision. Peter Yan in 3. Let's keep going. Prelims. Curtis Blades, Jailton Almeida. This is going to be interesting. Jailton Almeida, he's been running through the heavyweights as a smaller heavyweight, as a more lean heavyweight. He's been dragging them to the ground. He's like, these guys can't wrestle. You know what? I might as well. Because I remember at one point he was thinking about going back down to 205. And then he said, you know what? These guys can't wrestle. I'm just going to drag them to the ground and strangle them. That's what I'm going to do. Here's the problem, though. Now you're going up against Curtis Blades, a guy with a ton of experience, a guy that can actually wrestle, and a guy who can also strike. Super well-rounded is Curtis Blades, coming off a tough loss. So he sees this as his opportunity also. This one's a pick'em. You know what? I think I think this is where Jolton Almeida is going to meet his match a little bit. I think this is where we're going to slow down the hype train here. I think Curtis Blades, he's been watching tape. His team's been watching tape. They know what Jolton Almeida does. They're going to be prepared. They're going to be able to wrestle there. He's going to wrestle his ass off. He's going to keep it on the feet, and they're going to strike. And we're going to see, you know what? I think we're going to see Jolton Almeida get exposed a little bit. I think we're going to see him get exposed, and I think Curtis gets it done. Curtis Blades, unanimous decision. Curtis in 3. Let's keep going. Caitlin Sermonara versus Macy Barber. Not sure why she changed her name. Not sure what happened there. I did some research. Apparently she didn't get married. I don't know. She just changed her name. Who knows what's going on there? Anyway, doesn't matter. On to the fight. Her versus Macy Barber. This is another low-key banger. Yeah, I think Macy takes it. By decision. I don't see a lot of grappling happening in this one. I think in a previous video I mentioned that they were probably going to do some grappling. I don't think that's going to happen in this video. I think they're going to scrap. And Caitlin can scrap. Caitlin can actually scrap. You know, I like the way she throws her hands, but I think Macy sees this as an opportunity to jump from 6 to 4. Yeah, Macy looks super confident this week. I'm taking Macy, unanimous decision in 3. Let's keep going. Mateus Gamrot versus Rafael, Dos Anjos, the legend, not retiring any soon, nor should he. Mateus Gamrot, I think we know what's going to happen here. Mateus, he is going to pretend to strike for about a minute into the first round, and then he's going to shoot, and then he's going to drag Rafael down to the ground, and then he's going to sub him. So this is an easy prediction. I'm going to take Gamrot by submission round 2. I'm going to say the legend survives a round, and it gets to round 2. But Gamrot by a sub. Let's keep going. Pedro Munoz versus Kyler Phillips. This is a low-key banger of a fight. Kyler can strike. Super explosive. Pedro Munoz, I mentioned in a previous video again. Pedro, he comes in prepared. He studies his opponents. Like I said, I made an observation that when he fought Sugar Sean, he would switch stances every time Sean would switch, just so he can make sure he can kick the lead leg. Because everybody kind of sees that as Sean's weakness at this point, so everybody's trying to kick his legs. And I thought that was a really good game plan, because Sean, he couldn't do what he wanted to do, switch back and forth. He had to always switch and then be prepared to check the leg kick. So I like that. I think Pedro's going to come in with another really good strategy. Yeah, he's going to fend off the up-and-coming guy. But this is a tough one, man. This is a tough one. I like Kyler Phillips. I like Pedro. But Pedro's starting to get up there in age, man. I think Kyler sees this as his opportunity. He's on a pay-per-view, not on the main card, but on the prelims. I think he sees this as an opportunity to get a ranking. So I'm gonna take Kyler Phillips, unanimous decision in 3. Let's keep going. Early prelims. Kudabella versus Philip Lins. Did some research on Lins. That guy's strong, man. He's big and strong. But Kudabella looks focused this week. He looks focused. Coming off a loss as well. I think. I like Philip Lins. I'm gonna take Philip Lins by TKO. Strikes. Round 2. Sorry, round 3. I'm gonna give Kudabella some credit for being a fucking tough SOB. Let's keep going. Pereira versus Mikhail Oleksiuk. I'm not. God, I can't. I'm not even gonna try. Yeah. Pereira looks focused. I'm taking Pereira here. He's finally in his weight class, so I think we're gonna see him shine. Yeah. Mikhail Pereira. Pereira, unanimous decision. So Pereira in 3. Unanimous decision. I think it goes the distance here. Let's keep going. Oh, how do I say this? I think this fight with Robles Despain and Josh Parisian is my sleeper, like, wow fight of the night. I actually wish this wasn't on the early prelims. This should have been on the prelims. People should see this guy. He's massive, 6'7", Taekwondo master. Josh, they kind of threw him to the wolves. He needs to wrestle his ass off if he wants to stand a chance in this fight. It's the only way. You cannot stand at range with Robles Despain. Like, he's a monster. Like, once again, I've used this analogy in the past. I'm gonna use it again. He is Cyril Gane if Cyril Gane was 4 inches taller and just not a good guy. That's what he is. He's a monster. He's destructive. Like, just think 255 pounds being able to do spinning wheel kicks, like, and send your head into the stratosphere. It's disgusting. So I think you guys know where I'm going with this. Robles Despain. I'm taking Robles Despain to KO round 2. I think Josh actually uses his head here. Double legs, single legs, whatever he needs to do to get him to the ground. I think he survives round 1 because Robles Despain is fighting off takedown attempts. But in round 2, the jig is up, and I think he gets destroyed. KO, head kick, round 2. Can't wait for that fight. Let's keep going. CJ Vergara versus Asu Alamaviv. Oh, God. Yeah, CJ missed weight. CJ missed weight by a pound. Not sure what's going on. Well, I shouldn't say not sure what's going on there. He's missed weight multiple times. So that's nothing new for him. I'm going with the guy from Kazakhstan. I'm going with Asu. I think he takes it. Those guys from Kazakhstan, man, they're disciplined. They came in focus. I forget what the other guy's name was from Kazakhstan that fought Khabib's cousin. Can't remember his name. Anyway, he made a good showing of himself, but he just didn't have the wrestling prowess, so he got dominated there. But I'm gonna take the Kazakhstan guy. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna say unanimous decision. Unanimous decision. I think CJ's game. He's gonna show up to fight even though he missed weight. But I'm taking Asu. Unanimous decision. And the final fight of the night, the opening fight in the early prelims, Joanne Wood versus Mariana Moraz. This is her retirement fight. Yeah, this is a really good opponent for her too. Like, Mariana is tough. She is tough. So, but Joanne is going to be inspired. You know, she's not going to want to retire on a loss. So she's going to come in inspired. I actually think that matters. You know, she's going to give this a lot more heart, but I think she's going to get caught. Joanne might get caught here. So I'm going to take Mariana by TKO, ground and pound strikes, round 2. And those are my predictions. I think, man, I can't even contain the excitement about this card. I actually think this card is better than UFC 300 from top to bottom when you look at the fights. Like, or maybe not even from top to bottom necessarily, but the main card, you know, everybody loves Wei Li, but that fight as a co-main just doesn't do it for me. Especially with that kind of fight, like, you should have that fight. You should have had that fight in China. I don't think that's a fight that you should just randomly throw on UFC 300. I think that was a missed opportunity. But yeah, we're gonna talk about UFC 300 coming up in the next few videos. But yeah, this card stacked top to bottom. You've got UFC debuts. You've got guys that are not gonna wrestle at all. They're just gonna stand. They're gonna stand and bang and strike. And I'm excited for it, man. We got one more sleep. I want to make sure everything is prepared. I don't need any distractions when I'm about to start watching this. And I'm starting from the very beginning, from the early prelims, especially Joanne Wood's retirement fight. So I am super excited. I know you guys are too. Let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. And as they say, like, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.